Today I'm going to be showing you a bit of a different bike. Something that you don't see often but wouldn't recognize if you did. This is a bike that was used in working at something like a steel plant or whatever. Believe it or not, large plants that encompass acres and acres of area actually buy bicycles, cruiser type bicycles, because they're simple, reliable, and they'll ferry a worker real quickly from one end of the place to the other. And at times, they're even made to carry loads, which is why they have this, a very special rear wheel that has spokes that are twice the thickness. And I will zoom in here so you can have a look yourself. As you can see, these spokes are quite thick. Compared to ones on a typical bike. For reference, here's a wheel from a girl's bike. And you can see the difference. I picked up this particular cruiser bike last year because it was extra cheap. I didn't know what I was buying when I found it. And I really, really wanted to build a clunker out of it, but sadly I cannot for two reasons. One, the seat post is not only warped, it is literally stuck in the frame. And try as I might, I cannot get it out. I'd need a blowtorch or something, but I could barely twist it with a pipe wrench. It's not going anywhere. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is, well, there it is. You see that? There's a hole in this frame. For whatever reason, the kickstand mounting that was on this frame, they cut it off. They absolutely mangled this section of the frame to do it. Which means this whole frame is structurally compromised. I was going to pay a welder to seal it up. However, I realized the frame is common, the wheels are not. Or at least the rear wheel isn't. Only problem is, the previous owner of this bike thought to paint it blue and gold. And the blue I understand, but why the gold on the wheels? I don't know, but when I take these wheels off, I'm going to have to scrub all the paint off of these, and it's going to be a real pain in the butt. But this, I think, is what's known as a hauler bike. Being a hauler bike, it is designed to be load-bearing. As you can see, it has the straight front fork instead of a curved one. Most beach cruisers tend to have a curved front fork, but if you find a straight one, that is absolutely perfect for clunker modification. And it's absolutely perfect if you need to swap the steering column to another cruiser to have this same ability. I currently have one other beach cruiser that's awaiting modification that has a straight fork like this. And it's called the Sand Shark. But it'll be some time before that one gets a video on this channel because I'm waiting on, I can't afford to order the parts I need yet. I have to wait another month or so. But this bike, I thought I would display it here like this for you all before I go tearing it apart, because as it sits, it has no value at all. The pedals are worth nothing because they are insanely cheap. The tires are thrashed. The frame is compromised. And the only things that really have value are the wheels and the steering column. This part especially up here, because I can use that on a BMX modification. But currently I've got some WD-40 soaking in these parts, so that it should come apart just fine. But this steering column is just perfect for a clunker build, depending on what kind of frame I can get in the future to put it on. But these wheels themselves, I need to get them off, I need to get them cleaned up, and I need to get them properly lubricated because they've been sitting out in the weather for a whole year. But they're probably going to go on the strongest clunker I end up building. Which frame that'll end up being, I don't know. But it's definitely going to be interesting.